This USFL Week 5 picks and XFL Championship edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Shady Rays. Shady Rays is teaming up, or SGPN is teaming up with Shady Rays for Shady May. Get 50% off your Shady Rays using promo code SGPN, and then go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/shady for your chance to win $5,000. We're also brought to you by the SGPN merch store. Just in time for summer, the SGPN store has a new line of mesh shorts. Use the promo code SHORTS at checkout for 10% off.
Hi, this is Merrill Hodge, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, baby.
Long, Cox.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog.
We can talk about two spring football teams at the leagues. I'm sorry, at the same time, if we'd like to, Sean. This is America, after all.
This is America. Yep. We are playing the Freedom Cup, or what do they call it on the XFL Gambling Podcast? The J Mark International Cup or something. Joining us all the way down from south of the border, our first SGPN goes international. We got a guest calling in from a different hemisphere, all the way down in Colombia. Colby Cartel Dant, aka the Dantabase. What's up, Colby?
Hola.
How's the safe house?
I mean, drinking a little Club Colombia, guys.
Ooh,
oh wow! Look
okay.
at you.
Class, and I had a party. I had a party last week for the wedding, and I got to admit.
Wait, so you had a wedding?
Essentially, and and
this is the one we're 0 for 2 on invites to Colby's weddings, Ryan.
Congratulations, Colby.
So I had to turn Colombian soccer off and put the USFL on.
Oh wow!
Whoa.
How'd that go over in the household?
Senor Colby?
A little interesting. I had to bring in another TV to show my respect for Colombian soccer, but we got the USFL games on. Probably the only watch in the South America, probably, but we're there.
I just imagine whoever's running like the USFL analytics, they're like, massive jump in Colombia, massive jump. we got an audience in Colombia. We've a 1,000% increase. They're gonna have like an expansion team in Colombia.
I'm just picturing Colby showing up down there with the God's eye technology, like an alien showing up to Earth and giving the Egyptians the pyramids. I mean,
all of a sudden they're going to be in the NFL. They're going to be,
But by the way, Colby, what were the Colombian teams playing soccer? Have you picked up a local squad?
I have not, because I watched it, but I mean, come on.
Do they play football down there?
I'm here to talk real sport. Yeah, we actually have a game scheduled tomorrow.
You hear that, Kramer? I've never heard Colby use the word "we" when describing a sports team, except the Colombian soccer team.
This is that. What's the team?
Okay. So look, no. We football, as in right? I am playing football tomorrow.
Yeah,
oh wait, you're
football.
actually
real football.
So essentially, big party, about 50 people probably, and
at the wedding.
Yes.
Yeah, we played
wedding 2.0.
It wasn't like a true wedding. It was like
the wedding sequel.
Yeah, the sequel.
Our invites got lost.
We played some soccer. I was terrible. We played some volleyball in the pool. I was all right.
Yeah, you can do that.
But they were talking trash about how bad I was at soccer. So we got a little game of football going on, and a game of basketball scheduled for this weekend.
Really, basketball. I mean, we've heard your escapades on the basketball court, losing by over 100 in a rec league game.
Hey, but I still scored like 85%.
Don't disrespect.
Right, so,
just channel your inner Jimmy Butler, please.
But I got to be honest, guys. The land down under is really. If you guys got to get down to South America, this rainforest thing is real.
Yeah.
Real.
It's not an urban legend.
I went on a hot air balloon over some stuff. It was fantastic.
Hot air balloon. Where's the hot air balloon video?
That's coming. Don't worry, it's coming. Rum Dundee.
Upload the hot air balloon video ASAP.
I also, you know, I was doing a video with the donkey, or it didn't work out.
Whoa.
Work out.
Colby, I don't know what kind of network you think we are. No donkey videos allowed on our network.
Well, a mule.
Okay. Mule. I'm fine with mules.
Oh, I think mules are the things.
And I'm not talking about a drug mule. All right. So.
Oh my goodness.
I definitely ate a fish out of a pond.
Okay.
Hopefully fish is living in a pond.
Well,
Yeah.
fish and Colby, I'm a believer they can coexist together, and we're seeing that down in Colombia.
So my big takeaways here is Colby he risked his life by putting on USFL football instead of local Colombian soccer, and he's going to be going to a donkey show where a football is getting shoved up his ass. That was the summary.
Wild trip south of the border. All right. We're going to get to the USFL picks and then of course the XFL Championship. Colby, real quick, what have you guys been calling the XFL Championship on the XFL Gambling Podcast? I can't remember.
Well, we're going back to the original XFL. It's called the $1 Million Game.
Oh, okay.
Because back in 2000, Tommy Maddox got it done.
Should we adjust for inflation and call it the $1 billion game?
Yeah,
that's a good point. That's a very good point. Maybe we do that.
700 billion and $1,300,300,000,000.
That's it. A 700 billion trillion 300 million game XFL. Hey, before we get to the USFL and the XFL, if you're watching spring football, if you're south of the border, hanging out in the sun, catching some rays, you got to do it in your Shady Rays. Love my Shady Rays. Going to be rocking them all summer. Going to be rocking them with impunity. You're on a jet ski. Worst thing hey, what if you lose your sunglasses? I rented a stand-up paddleboard the other day. The woman goes, "Hey, you want me to hold on to those sunglasses? If you fall off the paddleboard, which I never do, they're going to sink to the bottom." I said, "You know what, lady? I don't give a shit. I got Shady Rays. If I lose my Shady Rays, they have a loss and replacement policy. I can get new Shady Rays on the way. Not a problem." And 50% off when you order 2 or more pairs. sportsgamblingpodcast.com. Promo code SGPN. 50% off 2 of their pairs of polarized shades. And of course, as we know, Shady made the contest. Not only are we giving you half off amazing sunglasses, but if you go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/shady, enter in your receipt, you got a chance to win $500. And also, I know we have a lot of listeners, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, United Kingdom. Love those fans. And Shady Rays sends their sunglasses to you. So plenty of places you can get your Shady Rays. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/shady and shadyrays.com, promo code SGPN. And tagging on to that, just dropped a new line of mesh shorts, SGPN mesh shorts in the store. Use promo code shorts to get 10% off. Mesh shorts and summer just go hand in hand. Ryan, we're going to be going back to Stadium Swim, I'm sure, later on in the summer. Who needs a bathing suit when you got a nice pair of SGPN mesh shorts? Good for the lake, good for some pickup basketball, Colby. Juego de football americano down there in Colombia. Rocking those mesh shorts. Sports Gambling Podcast, or stored on Sports Gambling Podcast. Promo code shorts.
Oh yeah, great for not creating unnecessary boner friction.
Yes, completely. If you're gonna free ball in one item of clothing, it's the mesh shorts.
I know we're not doing Sword Vitality's not around, but that it would pair well with some Sword Vitality. All right. I didn't hear you say Colombia in the list of countries either.
Well, you'll have to see.
And also, Colby was listening. I'll throw a challenge flag. Sean touting he never falls off the paddleboard.
Yeah.
That
I've never
fallen off a paddleboard.
Maybe the first time I slipped a little bit, but not a complete fall. Paddleboards are much easier than you would think. At least where
are
I'm
you
going.
Paddling?
Marinas.
Okay.
Lakes.
Nothing crazy?
No, where would I go to do crazy paddleboarding?
No. I mean, like, you've not run into any crazy like wind or wake in the marina.
Yeah, and I handle it. I got amazing core strength.
Ryan,
I don't need a wobble
maybe
board.
we need a day down at the marina.
All right,
because Colby. Colby's a paddleboard guy, and he's kind of silently nodding his head.
Minus 1,000. I stay on the board the entire time.
Whoa! What's the other side?
Plus 600.
Well, I'll plus 600.
Plus 750.
That's a big middle.
Plus 750.
Mother's Beach doesn't get much.
Yeah, you get a little bit of wakes.
Do you go out to where the big boats are?
What do you mean the big boats?
Like, do you go out near the mouth?
Yeah, I paddle around.
Okay.
It's easy to stand on a paddleboard.
Okay.
It's urban. If you think a surfboard, obviously way harder. Paddleboard's relatively easy.
All right.
Right. I mean, do you want to have a paddle off? What do you want to do here?
I think you just mental note, Colby. Once we do the football combine and the kicking videos,
Ryan,
then we do the Marina del Rey. We paddle around in the marina and see how many times Sean falls.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, unlike you bragging about kicking a 48-yard field goal, this is something I actually can do.
Oh wow.
Ooh, I like this.
Shots fired. All right, Colby. Let's
kick a 48-yard field goal. For the record.
Not on demand.
Not in the ice cold Meadowlands. Almost though.
All right. Tough week for the show. I was Kramer and I. Let's see. Did we both go? Oh no, Kramer went 1-3. I went 2-2.
The fuck is going on? All that we're investigating.
Stars are completely trash here in the USFL. Colby went 1-3 as represented by CJ. We all hit the Maulers plus 7, and then I did get my Maulers 22-1.
They should have won that, man.
22-1 to win the championship. Ryan, do you have the future prices?
Oh, I can pull those up.
The current future prices, because I like. We talked on last week's show about the Maulers at 22-1. I actually got
them more after the loss.
What's up?
You like them more after the loss?
I kind of do. I don't know if their price changed that much because. They probably factor that into the price, but they're only a game behind the Panthers, and they play the Panthers this week. It's the first game of the slate. I like their chances. Colby, what's your takeaway from USFL Week 4?
Well, yeah, that was. I thought the Maulers had it. We got the Stallions took back
their offense came to life finally.
Yeah, I mean the only thing that bothers me is Ray Horton's got to learn to maybe go for a touchdown. When you get the ball, a 1st and goal at the 1, and okay, you lose 2 yards, but come on, man, you got it. Was like 4th and 2.5. How many field goals? They dominated that football game.
It was You
got to start taking some chances there and trying to score some points. They did that without Reuben Foster as well, who's been a fucking beast in this league. So
really has.
They're by far the best.
He came in with a ton of hype to the NFL. He was the kid from Alabama, right?
Yeah, 5-star recruit.
I just remember like watching his highlights, and I was like, "This dude is electric. The Eagles should draft him." And then it seems like he
disappeared fast.
Injury mixed with head case, and it just never really stuck. But I mean, he clearly a ton of athletic talent.
Feels like he could be that could be the Jalen Carter path. We could be talking about Jalen Carter in the XFL in a couple years.
Certainly possible, Ryan.
I think
I don't need your negativity.
Let's remember this clip, Colby, for 3 years down the road.
Colby, remember this clip. Who sees spring football first, Daniel Jones or Jalen Carter? I like my chances.
I like this one.
Wow.
I like my chances.
I don't think Dan Jones never needs to. He got.
He doesn't love football like Jalen Carter.
Oh, stop it! He's getting sued for murder.
Who?
Jalen Carter.
No, he didn't kill anyone. The Maulers, they went from 22-1. Now they're down to 15-1 off a loss.
Well, they listen to the show,
which is pretty hilarious. Like they looked okay in a loss, and they went from 22-1 to 15-1. Glad I got that CLV tout here.
I mean, they're by far the best defensive team in the league. That defense looks like the best in any spring league that I've seen, over the past few years. We'll see. They get Reuben Foster back. I also like the fact they shift and went with Troy Williams, the former Utah quarterback.
Yeah.
What I've we've talked in the office. You guys know my opinion on why these teams don't just load up an athletic quarterback, because if you're just throwing a statue back there,
especially at this level.
Yeah. It's like, what are you doing? Troy Williams, a big rushing touchdown last week.
Yeah, I
agree. Been the
agree.
game winner. Yeah. So I like that value play, Green.
Yeah.
But you can also find more of them. You can find more dudes that are fringe that can, like, for example, they might not be NFL guys because of their size or their arm talent, but they can do the spring league thing fine. That they're basically like seventh year college players, and every team should do it. You don't need to stroll out some of these guys who like now they have Jack Cohn got an NFL tryout. It's like fuck, who gives a shit? What's he gonna do? He's gonna hold a clipboard for a guy holding a clipboard.
Well, and also if you think about it, like the intricate passing game or something that like Aaron Rodgers would run, you're never going to be able to install that and have someone come in and take advantage of it. You need someone that can move around back there. I mean, every other, like 1 out of 4 plays in the USFL and XFL is a broken play. So you need someone that can improvise, and it's tough to improvise if you don't have any sort of mobility.
And you need to have a quarterback that, say, if it's the NFC Championship and you're 3 yards away from the end zone and you just sit back there and pass the ball when it's wide open to run the ball because you're such a pussy.
Well,
that's Aaron Rodgers, all right. In the USFL, going for it, going for that touchdown, all right.
Kramer, should we?
Aaron Rodgers is Roger Dorn from Major League.
Wait, Kramer, I am.
Nice.
Do we have to get Colby another wedding present? Even though we weren't invited to Wedding 2.0.
It was a party.
I was gonna
to be clear, it was a party.
It was a party where people got married. It wasn't a wedding.
Multiple people.
But
like
do we tell them about the sweet Aaron Rodgers jersey we got? Because now I feel bad. Now that I know he doesn't like
the personally
Aaron Rodgers.
signed from Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers did one thing in his darkness retreat. He signed a jersey for Senor Colby.
To Cody, my number 1 fan.
All I know is if you're in any football game, really, but NFC Championship,
yeah,
you're 3 yards away from the end zone and you don't run that in, you are a pussy.
Yeah,
small dog sound.
Pete Carroll didn't hear you. He's busy. Don't worry.
All right, let's talk picks.
All right. Oh, and by the way, I mean, essentially to finalize the point, the Jersey ran the perfect quarterback scheme last year. Like that's what every team should do. Have a dude that can run around, have a dude that can throw a little bit, and do both. Because who cares? All right. 9:30. Hey, by the way, when is the XFL what time is the XFL championship game?
For you, I think it would be what?
I like
3
that for me.
I think
on Saturday.
I could be wrong about that because your time. Yeah, I think 3 your time.
All right, because I want to make sure we got eyes on like if spring football created a conflict during XFL Championship week, that would be disappointing.
Hang on, I'm double checking right now.
All right,
it does seem like they're working around it.
Let's talk
Saturday 8:00 East.
Okay. So basically 2 games at the same time.
So it would be going head to head with Gamblers Stallions.
All right, so let's start with the Pittsburgh Maulers, Michigan Panthers, who, as you mentioned, Sean, the futures, the inefficiency in the marketplace is going to be this division, and some of these like Pittsburgh is 15-1, Philadelphia is 12-1, Michigan 650, Jersey 380. 2 of these teams have to make the playoffs. 2 of them play here. You guys were kind of alluding to the fact that you like this Pittsburgh Maulers team catching 3.5 here, plus 155 on the money line. Michigan at home, true home game. They get to play in their home state. Even maybe fans will show up.
No,
minus 180, 41.5 is the total.
Have you been to Detroit? They don't even have people there.
Love Detroit. One of my favorite places to go. Great food, Detroit style. Anything
like
is
Detroit
amazing.
Style pizza.
Yeah.
Here's what my take is. I again, we just mentioned it. Maulers, I thought had a real chance to sneak out a win against the Stallions. They outgained the Stallions 311 to 281, but really their yards per play were it was 6.3 to 4.5. Their offense is showing some signs of life, and the defense is very good. One of the Panthers' biggest issue is their turnovers. Last week, 4 turnovers, a paltry 4.6 yards per pass attempt. I think the wrong team is favored here. I love the Maulers catching 3.5. I don't know why you would make the Panthers a 3.5 point favorite. Maybe 3. I mean, certainly you can't even say home field is worth anywhere close to 3 points in this league. I don't understand why they're getting 3.5. This seems incredibly lazy. It just someone looked at the spread. They go, oh, -3 for the home team, and they're 2-2. Other teams 1-3. Okay, make it 3.5. Like they didn't think they haven't watched any of the games.
It's spring football. They're not putting all their effort.
Right,
into it.
I get
They're
it.
making week 1 lines for the NFL, Sean.
Bradley Livergood in the YouTube chat saying XFL needs to bring back the stripper cheerleaders.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Be careful what you wish for. It's 2023. It loaded question.
Colby, what do you think? Maulers, Panthers, what are you doing?
He could fumble.
I think I'm Maulers all day, man. This defense, especially, I expect Reuben Foster back to be able to play this game.
Really?
And they were the better team against the Stallions. The Stallions just had if Ray Horton did not settle for a field goal every time, they would have won the game. And
I know their coach is annoying with some of his decision making.
But at the same time, also, I mean, shout out to the Stallions. They found a way to get it done. Our boy Scooby Wright had a big game, and obviously second kick return of the 4th week. You know, in the 4th week compared to the XFL one all season, this kickoff is way better in the USFL.
Oh, wow.
It's the best in all pro sports, really. But Pittsburgh
NBA kick return is better.
Yeah,
I just love how you said all sports.
Calling it pro is pretty loose.
Yeah. Troy Williams, though, I think is a difference maker for them. Now he does just enough athletically. He had 63 yards on the ground. Obviously, that big 34-yard touchdown run. I think that gives them enough. They don't shoot themselves in the foot. Where the Panthers, Josh Love is. I mean, I don't even know what he's viewing on some of these reads. You gotta go Maulers here.
Fun fact: not one team in the North Division has won a home game.
That's
Give
so
me
weird.
the Pittsburgh Maulers. Yeah, I mean,
how are they a combined? I'm looking at this. They're a combined 0-8 at home. The North. We are the North.
So yeah, I mean, I guess ride it till it dies. I think all of these teams are alive for the playoffs still, and Pittsburgh seems. It's to your point. Maybe they can score a couple points, but I do worry that Michigan has a real crowd.
I'm not worried.
I'm looking over there. Yeah, I mean Maulers. I don't see how you play.
Yeah,
It's your point.
all over Pittsburgh.
All right, next up, again competing with a championship game, so we'll see if we can get any ratings. The Gamblers taking on the Birmingham Stallions. Again, the games are strangely hours apart in the same stadium, so they have to like turn the lights out, turn the lights back on, get the Friars going again. Gamblers catching 4.5 plus 170 on the money line, -200 for the Stallions. 49.5 is the total. Why are they not back to back?
Yeah, that makes.
Once again, what are they doing?
It's not like you're going from hockey to basketball where you got to like melt the ice and roll out a different field. They're literally playing on the same field. All you have, it's not like they're repainting the end zones.
This is so.
All they're doing is refilling the water jugs, maybe, and then
I'm kind of out on. I'm out on the USFL. Really is losing.
The 6-hour break is crazy. We also
you know why it is though, right?
Why?
Because the TV execs own this. They don't care about the fans. They just say, "Hey, we're going to put it on whatever time slot." The USFL is owned by a TV network.
Oh wow,
that's true. They may
Cold,
may
harsh
only
reality.
be the time that where they're allowed to air the games. I'm sure you're right. That's probably what's driving it. We also need. Whenever I hear Stallions, I think of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Their band name being the Wild Stallions. We need to add that as a sound drop. Gamblers coming off.
Hold on.
What?
This time is incorrect.
Okay.
They are back to back.
Oh well, we just solved the problem.
We've been sabotaged. The games are on. We have one game on at 12:30, and one game on after that. No, 9:30 our time and 1 p.m. our time.
Okay, so they figured it out.
Oh, good for them. Whoever sabotaged me. Now I look horrible in front of all of our fans.
Gamblers destroyed the Stars 41-16, really put it on them. The problem with the Gamblers is they don't play any sort of defense, but can Birmingham light them up and cover that 4.5? This feels like a letdown spot, I think, for the Gamblers, because the Houston defense is pretty bad. They're allowing 27.3 points per game compared to Birmingham. I mean, it is very weird how it's so split. The teams in the North, seemingly play a lot better defense, with the exception of the Stallions,
I like that.
who only allows 77 points so far this season.
But divisions have identities.
They really do. What are you doing here, Kramer?
Oh, it's easy. Birmingham, you're getting a discount. I do think. I mean, Houston. What's the name of the running back on Houston, Colby?
Mark Thompson.
Oh yeah, he's. I do like him. Like he also works the camera really well, which for like a spring league, that's very important. If you're a running back that's going to get in the end zone, know what to do with it. Know what to do with that time. I mean, use it.
The icky shuffle. Bring it back.
You're on national television. Do something useful. Someone's going to spot you and be like, you're a running back. Like you might actually be able to play at the next level if some coach is like, damn, I like that swagger. So yeah, I mean, that's the only reason to be scared here. But Birmingham, I'm still leaning into. I'm still a believer in Birmingham, and I'm Jersey Generals through and through. NJG. I even wore the shirt to show everyone I'm not hopping off this bandwagon. Not hopping off.
Colby, what are you doing here?
I just think the Stallions were fortunate last week. I know they got Scooby right back. That's a bit the heart of their defense, but they were fortunate, and they've got too many injuries. We still haven't, we know Jamar Smith's out for the year. We know Marlon Williams is out for the year. Vic Bolden's playing in the XFL Championship, and then Scarborough's been injured. They've been dinged up, so I can't take them. And then meanwhile, Houston, since they got Mark Thompson back, has been really good, and Kenji Bahar has been able to balance that by not making turnovers at the quarterback spot. So I like the Gamblers as potentially a live dog here. Give me the points.
Ooh, that was compelling. I'm almost about to tell you to switch my pick, but I'm staying true on the Birmingham Stallions.
Yeah, I think Birmingham's defense matches up decently against Houston. I mean, besides that explosion against the Philadelphia Stars, and to me that was more an indictment on how bad the Stars are. Previously, Gamblers lost by 4 to the Showboats, letting first victory for the Showboats. Oh wait, was that right? Yeah,
no, they beat the Showboats.
Sorry, yeah, they beat the Showboats, but the first 2 games they
didn't have Mark Thompson those games though.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still sticking with Birmingham. I like Birmingham's defense, and I think they're going to be able to control the game. I'm sticking with Birmingham -4.5. Although I'm not going to lock this up.
Does Mark Thompson play defense?
He does not.
No. Okay. So
I mean, they've let up 38.
They're one of 3 teams to give up 109 points so far this season, which it's impressive that 4 weeks in, 3 teams have. They
let up 29 points to the Panthers. I think that is, to me, that's enough to take the Stallions. So yeah, give me Birmingham -4.5.
But I do like Mark's touchdown swagger. All right, let's hop over now I feel like I got to check these times and dates. Let's see here. All right, heading over Sunday, 9 a.m. on Sunday morning. Great time to watch some spring football. This is the perfect time for spring football. When I'm sitting on the couch, fucking about, and throw the game on. Jersey at Philly, a classic rivalry.
Rivalry week on the
Generals.
It's been a little chippy in the office, Colby.
Well,
a lot of Generals, Stars.
House divided.
How's Blob doing? Blob's struggling right now.
I gotta be honest.
They cursed the franchise. That's when the curse started of Philadelphia teams losing championships. It was last year in the USFL. Then it was the Phillies. Then it was the Eagles. The Union even throw those guys in there.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, the Generals coming off a bullshit loss. Now they're going to take it out on the. I didn't think the Stars were going to be the team that sucked this year. Colby, were you?
No, I was pretty surprised that the defense got that much worse because they were bad last year, but they were opportunistic. They would create a lot of turnovers, but they gave up a ton of yards. And Andrews addressed that. He said this offseason that we went out and attacked that. No, you didn't. And and the offensive line is terrible.
Offensive line is terrible, and you see it in their their rushing stats are just completely putrid. They cannot get anything going on the ground. And they're I don't know what's worse, their passing game or their running game. Their passing game, 4.2 yards per attempt last week. They're getting nothing done, and you could make a case they're one of the worst teams in the league, and they're going up against the Generals team coming off a loss. To Kramer's point, they're going to be fired up for this game. I'm really regretting getting my Philadelphia Stars tattoo. I think I may have to get it covered up.
Sean, do we start tracking close your eyes specials in the USFL? Because this would
Did
be
they underperform this? They underperformed the spread by 21 points. They are getting points.
Yeah, they under.
But I don't think that applies in the XFL or USFL.
This is the USFL.
Yeah,
We'd have to do a deep dive on the spring leagues, but I mean they didn't just underperform by 21, Sean. They underperformed by like 30, 28 almost.
Blob just really blows.
We've seen professional football teams like the Washington Redskins change their name and thus their mascot. Will the Philadelphia Stars look to change the mascot? Any comment?
I hope so.
Colby, alert the social media team to put out the picture of Sean and Blob riding horseback riding.
Maybe
I think I saw him down here in Columbia.
That's the gimmick. Rum Dum D spots them in the wild. Let's go, Colby.
So you guys are on the Generals -6.5, right?
All day.
Tease it too. If you can find a teaser, definitely tease it.
I don't know. I'm gonna go Jersey. I'm gonna go Generals. The Stars have broken my heart.
Wow.
They're an auto fade until I see otherwise from the Stars. Until I see a little fight from Bart. What's
Bart Andrus, baby.
Bart Andrus. Come on, the Stars look like trash.
So is NBA Sean taking a nap right now? Because you're picking against Philadelphia during the Sixers playoff run.
Sixers are about to start. What I'm doing is trying to rush through the episode so we can get to the Sixers.
But I meant just in general, just like a general principle of a city thing. You're picking against Philadelphia in a
fine.
In important. Okay.
I mean, they don't really represent Philly because they
it.
don't play any of the games in Philly.
Oh wow! You hear this? Just throwing Blob and the Stars out to the trash.
But their franchise has more championships than the Eagles do Super Bowls.
Well, you're not counting NFL championships, Colby.
Which is Super Bowls.
Which is surprising because that's when football was football.
Wow, crickets,
leather helmets,
crickets,
wishbone, flexbone, offenses, Tommy McDonald,
crickets,
Chuck Bednarik,
Memphis.
Hey, before we get to the last game, shout out to Talkify. Oh man, I was gonna suggest back in his single days, Talkify to Colby. He didn't need it. He found his wife and doing great down there visiting Columbia.
Second wedding.
But if you're looking to find your special match, Talkify is the place to go. It is the country's #1 modern matchmaking service that is designed to help you achieve relationship success. Obviously, there's awesome parts of dating.
Yeah, he's one of those guys who will get penetration.
And then there's a lot of part of dating that just isn't fun. You know, asking those awkward questions, screening the person to make sure they're not a crazy psycho. That's what is great about Talkify. They do all that heavy lifting for you, background checks, video interviews, the tough questions. They do it all for you. And you want to talk about stats? Talkify is committed to finding your match. 80% of their clients met their person within their first 12 matches. Lock it up. And of course, even better, Talkify is offering our listeners 20% off when you become a client at talkify.com/SGPN. That's TAWKIFY.com/SGPN for 20% off when you become a client. Talkify.com/SGPN.
All right. Final game, noon Sunday. Again, great way to kick off the Sunday. Memphis, the Showboats taking on Nolans. This one's in Canton. We're just double dipping in Canton and Detroit. They got the times right. Congratulations to the USFL. They definitely made this change on the fly. Like someone was like, "Hey, dude, makes a little bit more sense to have the games be back to back." Breakers, best team in the league, -7, -300 on the money line. Memphis +250, 48.5 is the total. Memphis, the only team that Philly beat. So they have that going.
Yeah, you could make a case. Maybe Memphis is the worst team in the USFL here. They are coming off their first win. So I think it could go two ways. Maybe a letdown spot, or maybe they got some confidence. Maybe they figured some things out. It's tough to imagine the Breakers not having a field day against the Showboats defense. And Memphis, much like the Stars, struggling to run the ball, only 68.5 rush yards per game. I do think this could be a hair high. I do think the Breakers got up for that big game against the Generals, close game, won it. I don't know if this is a game where they necessarily run up the score, and I think Memphis got a little confidence last week there with the nice win, 19-point win against the Panthers. I think they they continue here. So yeah, give me Memphis +7. Colby, what do you think?
No. I think Memphis is terrible. Todd Haley will be complaining again to the next coach, because they got fortunate. I mean, Josh Love threw some terrible passes. They also had a strip sack for a fumble return for a touchdown. I thought Michigan was a lot better team. I'm laying the 7 here. How about this New Orleans Breaker team, guys? Between McLeod Bethel Thompson, aka Paul Blake, 35-year-old guy just killing it, and Wes Hills. Wow, Wes Hills, 389 yards rushing on the season. And this guy didn't start the first 2 weeks. So
are you not going to mention one of their all-stars? Kicker, an absolutely unbelievable profile picture, Matt Coughlin. I mean, just
great DFS play this week.
If you're sitting there, I mean, he's leading the league in whatever kicking stat I'm looking at here, maybe points. Just pull up that picture. It looks like the kind of picture that a crazy beauty pageant mom gets of her daughter. And there definitely was a fan involved. His hair is somehow blowing. Just again, Matt Coughlin, New Orleans Breakers. I will say this though. I am still against their name. I will not. I don't think I can pitch their name.
Well, you're crazy. That's a great name.
I'm not for levee breakers. Those things that they're harmful to humans. Just like we're anti-hurricanes on this show.
So are Sharks, buddy. All right, you're a San Jose Sharks fan. You
great example. Another team that needs to change their mascot.
If
shark deaths are a real issue.
If a human loses to a shark in the wild, that's on them. That's not on the shark.
Wow, bold take.
Some would say the levies could be the same thing too, but
wow, even hotter take.
Look, Coughlin's law, right? What does he say in Cocktail? Bury the dead, they stink up the joint. All right. Well, look, the Memphis Showboats are the dead, and they're going to be buried this weekend.
Oh, like great Monty Python, bring out your dead, because the Memphis Showboats are going all the way. I think they can hang with this Breakers team. I think the Breakers. They haven't lost a game yet. This is you guys. This is classic spring football. They're hanging out in Canton, Ohio, living it up. Going to the Hall of Fame museum. Going to that one sports bar they have. Like they're living high on the hog. Fast money, loose women, fast cars, and now they're gonna look past the Memphis Showboats. This is Memphis's time to sneak past the game. Buy
low, sell high. Colby's down in Columbia buying high. He's like, give me that undefeated. Love all of it. Have we talked? We haven't discussed betting splits at all.
No.
92% of the money on the Breakers. Colby, care to comment?
Make it 93.
Actually, I apologize. The New Orleans football team is what I'll refer to.
Oh, I like forward. That. That's way more sensitive. New Orleans Commanders. All right, let's do lock and dog, and then get to the XFL Championship.
Sure.
Kramer, what do you got? What's your lock and your dog?
I'm searching for a lock. Oh, the Jersey Revenge Tour, Philly. They're dead. Blob. He's on vacation. Dog. Maulers live. I like it. Pittsburgh hasn't won a home game yet.
All right, for me, I'll lock up the Pittsburgh Maulers +3.5. I think they're a live dog. And speaking of live dog, you knew I was gonna do it. Give me the Philadelphia Stars one more time, baby. I believe in you, Blob. Don't let me down, Blobby. Right. Stars on the money line +210. You fell for the trap. I was always gonna go Philly. Colby, what do you got?
Love it. Love you supporting Blob. All right. Lock up the Breakers -7. Memphis is terrible. Last week was a flash in the pan, and McLeod Bethel Thompson. He don't have time for this little bullshit. He's 35 years old. He sees a Freedom Cup right in front of him. He's going after it. Boom. Dog, I'm with you with the Maulers. Let's go. Pittsburgh Maulers winning on the money line.
Yeah. That might be my max play of the weekend.
Pittsburgh on the money line that pays 155. All right, switching gears here.
Oh, hold on.
Going all the way over to the XFL. Need a little need a little traveling music.
That's just a big transition.
Of course, Arlington Renegades versus the DC Defenders in the third annual Freedom Cup, semi-annual, every other year.
$1 million game.
$1 million game.
It's just come on. We were discussing this in pre-production.
Yes, I tuned out the pre-production meeting. Renegades getting 7 points plus 220 on the money line. Total sitting at 48. Of course, this is being played on a neutral field in San Antonio. Kind of a home game here for the Arlington Commanders. First off, Colby, does the beer snake travel?
I hear reports that the beer snake may travel. But you know, this guy's, you saw the NFL release some of their schedule, and they tried to crowbar this Commanders Cowboys rivalry on Thanksgiving. That thing has been dead. All right. As a guy that grew up in DC, that thing is dead. This is the new rivalry here. Dallas against DC, baby, in San Antonio. We're going into that filthy dome. I can't wait to watch this one. But yeah,
Colby excited for dome football. I didn't think
mixed emotions.
I would see
the other game's a dome game too, so I'm kind of stuck.
DC has just been putting it on teams.
10-1.
Only lost to the Sea Dragons there, right? Seattle. But this is a revenge game for Arlington. Arlington played them pretty tight. DC ended up squeaking out the win in overtime, 28-26. They beat them in the regular season. And if you remember a week before, Arlington, they had lost twice to the Roughnecks and then got the revenge. So this is revenge season for the Arlington Renegades. I'm trying to handicap this in earnest, but I'm blinded by the amazing CLV we gave out our clients when we released Arlington Renegades XFL Future at 10-1. For those asking, no hedging, letting it ride.
Well, you know why you're letting it ride?
Yeah,
because spring football GOAT. I mean, play the X-Files music. Colby, I feel like you should explain to everyone why this whole game's fixed.
So easy.
Arlington is 5-6, mind you, on the season.
Oh yeah.
Colby, explain to the people what happened. Luis Perez, spring football GOAT, will win a championship here and then go play for the Jersey Generals.
Yes, look at this. Luis Perez was like probably the second best quarterback in the league for the Vegas Vipers. He gets after having 3 out of 4 really good games, he gets traded to Arlington for a linebacker with 1 tackle on the season.
Wow.
Then Kelly Bryant, they get Kelly Bryant. Then they get Vic Bolden, who's the MVP of the USFL. Those guys are all playing. They took a 2-week break, which I think was to get the script right. And
they had their own writer's strike to deal with.
I think you gotta ride. I think I think you gotta ride Arlington here because everything is in their favor. Get more time. That 2-week break is more time for Perez in this offense. The league's already gone out of their way to make this thing, this team loaded. And if they are going to have a home edge, wouldn't Arlington have the home edge?
Which, but absolutely, I actually have this pulled up. 277 miles is the distance between
Still
Arlington.
Pretty far.
What do you mean pretty far? It's a 4-hour drive. It's like going to Vegas. I will say just not to pile on the scheduling thing, but definitely don't need to do the bye week. That made me forget about the XFL. XFL
Media Week. 1 week of hype.
I forgot we didn't already finish the season. It's like, oh wow, we still have to do some XFL here. I think the fixed job is in. Luis Perez, great quarterback. DC's obviously the better team, but the beer snake will not travel. Sam Jackson making sure of that he's
no snakes on planes.
So that would be a great just adjusted. It's like Sharknado, but it's snakes on a plane with the beer snake.
Chris Bynes in the YouTube chat tipping us. Give us a little YouTube tip. Always appreciate that.
Sean loves the tip.
Defenders win 37-14. We are the much superior team.
Probably.
Colby, are we worried? We have famously been on the San Diego State Aztecs as dogs,
Yes.
TCU Horned Frogs. Are we worried we're walking into a buzzsaw here of the DC Defenders, and maybe we shouldn't take the Renegades?
I was on Georgia for the record.
Oh, that's true.
Potentially, and
That's why I
think
said me and Colby.
I think that's a fair point. But how about this? Luis Perez was the Vegas QB for 2 starts against DC. Then he started against DC in the week. What was that week matchup? This is his 4th time playing.
That's oh shit! I forgot that. Yeah, you're right. So
what's
he's played
his record?
He's 0-3.
0-3.
You can't
He's
beat
due.
a guy 4 times in 1 year.
They always say it's hard to beat someone 4 times in the USFL.
But look, the last time they played, it was a 2-point game. It was a 2-point game, and they had 434 yards of offense compared to DC's 314. They get 2 more weeks continuity. Who knows who else they put on this roster because they never release any of that shit. So I'm on the Renegades money line.
All right, let's go. 92% of the money, 89% of the bets are on the Defenders. What could possibly go wrong? Are we picking this at 7? We are.
Yeah. 7-point spread. I'm doing it. Lock it up. Arlington +7. Sprinkle a little bit on that money line if you don't already have that awesome 10-1 future.
It's actually 6.5. I feel like we should.
Really? Where'd you see 6.5?
Where I'm looking at DraftKings 6.5. A couple other places 6.5.
Because I pulled it and it was 7.
Okay.
Fox Bet, the official.
Who?
I'm staring at a +7 -110 here on FanDuel, Ryan.
Okay.
I'm locking that up.
I
And
guess
it's
shop your line. If you're, hey, you know what? If I was,
Oh wait,
betting
sorry, that's a Memphis Showboats. But yes, Arlington is also +7 -110.
Hey, that over under's at 48. I like that over, guys. I think there are going to be a lot of points in this game.
These coward books won't let you parlay this shit.
You don't worry. 2 weeks of film, of Filmwork Stoops grinding for 2 weeks.
It's a bye week.
Yeah.
Do they have film in the XFL? Like, can they afford that?
No, you know what? They have those like on youth sports
The only
fields.
film is Rock's movies.
Oh wow!
All right, yeah, we're gonna break down some film here. Scorpion King.
Here's Jumanji.
Jumanji 1 and Jumanji 2. This is championship week. We need to get these films in.
So can't wait to sweat this 10-1 future out, Sean.
Love it.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for calling in, Colby. Enjoy your time down south. And I don't know, are you gonna do a 3rd wedding? Hopefully
Every
that
country, baby. Every country. Let's go.
Colby's wedding tour continues. And we will be back. If you're watching live on YouTube, youtube.com/sportsgamingpodcast, that subscribe button. We will be Kramer and I will be back later tonight with a NFL schedule reaction show, some winners, losers. Giants obviously huge losers already from what we're seeing. And hey, toss us a nice rating review. Always appreciate that.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green, and he is Ryan.
Colby just tried to pretend like an XFL rivalry would trump an NFL rivalry.
Kramer, let it ride.